She's here. I just clicked the buttons. Hi. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we are going to have people today.
I see at least one.
Yay, hello, one. Oh, there we go.
Close that.
There's some
Four
people.
viewers. No
Four
comments yet.
No comments yet. That's okay. So it's garden week.
It's garden week every week in my house. There's so much garden work to take care of. I spent part of my weekend canning. Did pickled beets and pickles and
Pickles.
pickles. Yes.
I'll bet your recipe for pickles is not as strong as my recipe for pickles.
Oh, I don't know. It might be. I don't know.
I see Julie's there, and Neil and Wendy.
Hello.
Nice to
I'm
have
Leah.
everybody join
This
us.
is my sewing room. This is Barb. Are you?
I'm leaning in.
It's a sewing machine with hair.
Oh, well, I can do that.
Yeah. That would be good. That will help a whole bunch.
So yes, I've dubbed this week Sewing Week. So your
No, you said gardening week.
Oh, Gardening Week, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, same difference.
Yeah.
If you think you don't combine gardening and sewing, I'll give you some of my selvages that I've trimmed off of things for tying up plants. There's cross purposes there.
Yeah, salvages for tying up plants. It's great.
It's amazing.
And the cotton
Yeah.
kind of biodegrades over the year and
Over the year, yeah. I mean, you can take it off and replace it with new ones if you want, but, it just depends on how many you have.
depends on how crazy your garden is.
Yeah. So, but it's great for the plants because you can tie things up and it's soft. It's not going to cut into them the way a twist tie or any of the other fancy stuff.
And I don't know about you, but I usually have salvages kicking around my house that need a home.
Yeah, we have a whole bag full. So if anybody is missing a few salvages at home and they need them for their plants, just stop by the long arm. I'll give you some. Yeah.
So you're
Otherwise, I'm going to tie them all together and make a rope ladder to climb out the window.
Oh,
yeah, no, they're
we've
not
been
strong
talking
enough.
about the beans at my house, and I'm like Jack and the Beanstalk. My runner beans are reaching my soffits.
I had beans for dinner last night
Nice.
Yeah, we
From my
had beans
garden.
on the weekend.
that Leah made me grow.
Yeah.
I think it's something to do with the weather we've had this year round. Like we haven't had the cold nights that usually hold things back. So as long as you can get water to your plants,
They're pretty happy.
Gangbusters, yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you have to tell us today, Leah?
Probably that there's lint in my hair. just judging from the fact that you're fluffing it. Or I've got a really bad case of helmet hair today, one of the two.
No, now you just have rabbit ears.
Yeah.
But there's a delay. I don't know that I have rabbit ears till it's too late.
It's okay.
Oh wait, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
I wanted to let you guys know that a couple of our brother machines are some of our favorites, actually. Like the one Barb has in front of her.
Yeah.
They're
going to see it in action a little bit.
They're going to see it in action today. But a couple of them are getting moved out of Brothers lineup and being replaced by something new. And I have stock that would love to find its forever home. So we have a new kind of clear out pricing on the Brother BQ 3050. There's just a few left in stock. So best price that I've ever put it on. You'll have to contact sewing machines at mysewingroom.ca or give us a call or come in.
Yeah.
Once they're gone, they're gone. And then their replacements are similar, but they'll be priced significantly higher. So you don't want to wait. The other one that I have is a sewing, quilting, embroidery machine with Disney embroidery designs, and that's the NQ 3600. So both of those for sure. They need new homes because I've got the new stuff on order.
Yeah.
And
it's getting really hard to walk back here.
I've ordered
Please
some
come and buy
machines.
some sewing machines.
We have pretty much every machine in our lineup in stock right now. So, including a long arm or two, which you don't normally stock. but I am right now.
Yeah.
So we're well stocked. If you're breezing through town, because you don't live close by, drive in the summer when it's lovely.
Oh,
And come get your machine.
Yeah.
Come get your machine while it's
Today
nice
was
out.
a lovely day out there from what I could see out my window. I mean, it was cloudy for a lot of the day, but that's not too bad. It's not too hot. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then it
really
gets
nice
hot again on
tomorrow.
the weekend for the looks of it.
Yeah.
So other things going on. We do have a Bernina Burnett sale on the go until the end of the month. We also have our Summer of Sewing giveaway. So if you're shopping in our online store and you spend $50 before tax and shipping, you can get entered into our sewing machine giveaway for the end of the summer, which is quickly approaching.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I am not
how
ready
fast
for my
it's
kids to go back to
approaching.
school, but I'm totally ready for my kids to go back to school.
Yes.
I don't want summer to be over because I'm
Yes.
enjoying it, but
Well, I checked the Old Farmer's Almanac on the weekend, and apparently we are supposed to have one of those lovely, long, slow falls.
ooh, so I can leave my tomato plants up and thriving.
Hey, why not?
I don't really know what to do with. They're 7 feet tall. It's really it's really crazy at my house. But that's okay. It makes me happy.
Well, for the folks that are on Facebook, maybe they can check out your photos.
I did a garden tour a couple Mondays ago.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second week of July. It's much
Okay,
crazier
yeah.
now. Much crazier. So those are a couple of the things going on. Talked a whole bunch today with our team of teachers, which currently is Barb, Ann, and myself. Small team at the moment.
Small team, big ideas.
We might be looking for new teachers to help us teach all the things we want to teach. So watch for information in the e-news this week regarding that. And that would be watch for information.
In a lot of ways, it's fun to share your skills.
It's really fun to
you
share
don't
your
have to
skills.
be a teacher. You just have to have some skills that you enjoy doing that you want to share with somebody else.
Yeah.
And really, that's about it. And I think a lot of it's going to be done this way on Zoom.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit in the classroom. We'll have to see how things go with that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's okay.
It's fun, and we all have different skills that we bring to the table. So
Yeah.
depending
Different ways of doing
on
things.
what skills you have,
Yeah.
I can't teach every embroidery and sewing class. There's not enough hours in the week. So
You never get any of your own stuff done.
no, I have a
Yeah.
day job. I don't just teach.
and the work around here and yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to share the teaching fun.
Good.
But that's some of the stuff coming up. Later on this week, we've got our Bernina Creative Studio classes for technique and embroidery. So your technique class is sewing with non-stick feet. So sticky fabrics like cork and vinyl and leather. What kind of feet do you need to use to work with those? The embroidery class is talking about freestanding applique and freestanding lace. So if you haven't tried either of those techniques with your embroidery machine yet, class is $15. You get the design included, a great handout, as well as both Bernina's version of the class as well, and Anne's teaching that one. So you get her notes of how she approaches it, and then even if you don't have a Bernina, the guts of making freestanding lace are the same.
Yeah.
For all brands.
The basic techniques. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are some of the things coming up.
Awesome.
Tomorrow we're finishing up our t-shirt class.
Yeah. And don't you have next week? Isn't there a Kimberbell?
Oh, we have a Kimberbell event next week.
Yes.
I don't know if there's any space left. I've had no computer all day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
You broke it.
I did. But I have people for that.
Yeah, that's good.
I have people to help me with that problem. So right now my system's being rebuilt so that I can continue to do my day job. And
It's cool.
sometimes computers just need rebuilding.
Yeah.
But that's why we have the IT team. Which is not me. I can IT this studio for the most part now, but
sometimes it's just nice to focus on what we do best and let somebody else do.
Yeah, so I'm going to teach
what they do
t-shirts
best.
tomorrow while they finish
Yay.
putting my system back together.
Okay, sounds good.
But But I'm looking at the fabric on the table and the fabric behind me. I'm guessing Barb has a little demo for you today.
I do. It's Technique Tuesday.
Technique Tuesday, and it looks
Looks like food.
like food.
Well,
and I'm looking at the peaches, or are those mangoes?
Little bit of both. I don't know. Some kind of fruit.
I really like peach jam.
Uh,
I'm
That's
nearly
actually
out from last
it's
year.
actually my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
that and crabapple jelly. My mom's got
Okay.
an apple tree that needs to get stripped. So
Okay.
anyway, enough about my garden habits that are not work related at all. Have fun with
But we
Barb.
can make them work related.
Yep,
Okay.
sure can. I will see you guys later in the week. Have fun with Barb.
All right. So, yeah, it is jumping off on the theme of Garden Week this week. I thought what we could cover is some ways that we can use our fabric to deal with some of the bounty that we are starting to get from our gardens. So I've resurrected an oldie but a goodie, and we're going to do those microwave bowl holders because I just think they're great. They are so awesome. Instead of reaching into the microwave for that steaming hot bowl of soup, I had soup on the weekend. It was a soup kind of day the other day because I think out in Okotoks we reached a high of 13 degrees. So it was so nice to eat something other than salad for a change. But yeah, so I had Dawn pull some of our food related fabric, and she's also thrown in some patterns. You probably have seen these guys before. This is your potato baking or tortilla steaming little bin here. Right there, there's the pattern, and there's what it looks like. It would make kind of a funny hat, but really, really good idea for steaming your potatoes in the microwave, steaming your tortillas, or if you were lucky enough to get some of our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tabor corn. Thank you, Anne. It was delicious. Then you could also use a bag similar to this guy for your corn. One thing you don't want to do with that gorgeous corn is to overcook it. And I hate dipping it in hot water like that. I usually strip the husks off of my corn, roll it in a piece of parchment paper, and microwave it. I find with that nice sweet young corn, 2 minutes a cob, and it's ready to go. It's delicious. So lovely bags, lovely bowl covers that we can make with our 100% cotton fabric, and that is the key to this type of product. You want 100% cotton fabric, 100% cotton batting. And so you don't want to use up those scraps of batting that you're not sure if it's got a little scrim on it or anything like that. And stitch it together with some cotton thread. So quick and easy little demo for you today, these microwave covers, because then you can just set to and make yourself a whole bunch of them. So I'm going to switch camera feeds here. We'll put this down on the table. You're going to see a nice blank table here. And you are going to start with 2 pieces of I start with 10-inch pieces of fabric. So 2 pieces of fabric, 10 inches square. Now if you want a bigger bowl cover, you can make a bigger cover. It's so simple, you don't even need a pattern for this. So if you really want the measurements, just grab yourself a pencil and write them down. But this is a very simple little project. So 10-inch square of fabric, and I'm doing mine the same both sides. You can make them different. And you have a 10-inch square of 100% cotton batting. Okay? So very, very simple. You're going to take your batting. You're going to put one of the pieces of fabric on the batting, wrong side down, so pretty side out. And then you're going to fold that square in half. So basically what we're going to be doing is we are going to take some darts in this guy. So on your folded edge, you're going to mark from this corner 2.5 inches. Put a little pencil mark. And from this corner on the other side, 2.5 inches. Put a little pencil mark. And then you want to make a mark on the open sides 1 inch up. There we go. So that is going to be our first set of darts on this guy. We're going to switch you over to the phone, and as Leah mentioned, this is our 3050 brother. I love this machine. And it is one of the machines that is going to be discontinued. It's very similar to what I sew on at home. I have a 2400, a little bit lower down. But what I like about this machine, I think you can see this screen here, the different settings. So it's as easy as touching the button to change the stitches. And I like to set mine so my stitching is in the center of the foot. I could go left or right. And this button here, I love that button. I'm going to turn it off, and then I'm going to turn it back on, and that's your pivot button. And that means I have my foot up, my presser foot's up, but if I stop sewing, then that presser foot is going to lift, but the needle will stay down. And that means I can move, I can rotate, I can adjust without losing my place. I just sew everything in that position. So right now I'm going to lower that presser foot, and I'm going to sew from the side to that pencil mark right there. And I'm just going to back tack a little bit, and of course use the thread cutter, because this is going to be inside our little bowl cover anyways, so those taily threads don't matter. And this time I can start there, lower my foot, and I'm going to come out to that 1 inch mark. Do a little back tack. There we go, thread cutter. So that is halfway done. We have those 2 darts made. Pop you back over here to this guy. My screen feed is a little delayed, so hopefully you can see that. So we're halfway done on that. And now I'm going to fold it the other way. So I'm going to match those 2 darts or pleats that I've made like that. Just line up the corners. There we go. We don't have to be super precise. And now the same thing, the bottom edge where the fold is, I'm going to mark in 2.5 inches on that side, 2.5 inches on this side, and then come up 1 inch and 1 inch on that side. So now we'll go back to the sewing machine and sew those guys down. There we are. Lower that foot pedal. Okay. Not quite hands-free sewing, but pretty close to it. And I'm aiming for there. Okay, so you can see it is already starting to take the shape of a bowl. Looks pretty good. So I'm just going to keep you here on the sewing machine because the next part is really easy. You're going to take your other 10-inch square of fabric and do exactly the same thing just with the fabric. So measuring up 2.5 inches by 1 inch from the fold, fold it in half the other way, and put your darts in on that side as well. So I did this one ahead of time. So now I'm going to put right sides together. just like this. Come back over here to this guy. There we go. Okay, so I have tucked that down inside there. I'm going to line up the corner and line up the darts that I've made. Now you can, if you wish, split those darts along there. I found it wasn't really necessary when I did the ones for home. I just kind of fold them the opposite direction and line everything up. Oh, there's some pins. Okay. And this is one place where, you know, maybe it's not a bad idea to put a pin or two in just to hold things. So if we pin just where the darts sit, like that, 1, 2, there's 3, and there's the 4th one. And I'm just tucking my darts to the side. There we are. So now we're going to stitch those together all the way around that outside edge, but we want to leave a little section open so that we can turn this. So I like to always have my corners stitched. So if I'm going to leave a patch open, I'm going to make it between the corners, somewhere on one of the straight sides. So we'll come over here. I just find that, falling off my chair, I just find that I get a much better corner if I've stitched it with the machine rather than leaving it open. So I'll start maybe an inch before the corner, and I'm just going to use a 1/4 inch seam, making sure my layers stay nicely lined up. Start sewing, back tack. And this is that lovely pivot feature. When I stop, my needle stays down, my foot raises slightly so that I can turn that corner and really not worry about losing the place. I don't have to lower my foot. It's going to drop automatically when I start sewing again. One of those features on a sewing machine that you didn't realize you needed until you had it, and then you really can't live without it. Now when you get to that spot, again, that pivot feature, you just want to kind of ease it round. Up to the corner, pivot. Find the pins. So I hope everybody's had the opportunity to be outside this past weekend, enjoy some of the nice weather. There's 3. Now, there, turn it just a bit. Now on this side, I'm going to make sure that I stitch past that dart in the center, but not too far past, because I want to be able to turn this easily. Do a little back tacking. So I have a fairly small opening right in there. And I'm going to grab the big scissors, because I think my little snips are probably not going to be enough to trim this, and I'm just going to trim a little snip across the corners just to make sure that that turns as nicely as I can get it. There we are. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Find my little opening here. Let's separate that out. Now this is where you do a little bit of the sewing yoga. Maybe one day I'll read you some of years and years ago. I wrote a little piece called Yoga for Quilters, and just a little bit of a funny little thing. Maybe we'll do it this week because I think Sandy's going to be away, and we can't miss Wacky Wednesdays with some of Sandy's jokes. So as you can see, I'm just pulling that through. It looks a little like a dog toy right now, actually, but it will come. Just ease it through. There we go. Pop that in. Yay! All right. And I still find, I haven't got one with me, but one of my favorite things for turning this, we have lots of those, the Hera turners, or if you need something even longer to get down into the corners, let's say you're making a bag or something like that, I actually use a bamboo chopstick. They're great. A blunt pair of scissors, we don't want to push our way through the fabric, can also work. You just want something that eases the fabric down. Let's use this guy here. There we are. Kind of like putting a duvet in a cover. So now you can see how it's taking the shape of the bowl as I ease those corners out. Right out there. There we are. So we're almost done. Only one more step. And what I find is sometimes you can just roll the fabric, or if you want, you can give it a press. Switch you over here. This guy. So put that down there like that, and just spend a little bit of time kind of smoothing the fabric, smooth those darts into place like that, tuck it in, and I like to do a nice stay stitching all the way around the edge, because these being 100% cotton are going to go in the washer and the dryer, and it just helps to secure everything. So here's my opening. I'm going to start right there, just that side of the opening, so I can sew the opening closed as well as stay stitch around the bowl. All right. Scoot on over here. There we go. Bring this in. So if you take your fabric like that and just put a little tension on it, it will lay down nice and flat for you. A really nice little fold. Double check. Give it a pinch. Your fingers are wonderful tools when it comes to these simple things like that. So I'm starting just inside the corner, and I want about 1/4 of an inch in. And I'm going to do my top stitching. It's a little bit of a curve to it, kind of scoops in that way. So don't be afraid to stop. Make sure you get that curve just right. Grab a pin, tuck that out. And when you get to the corner, slowly tease that in and pivot. one more side. And then just neatly around the corner, tack a bit, and we are done. So this particular bowl cover is sized to fit most standard soup bowls or small microwavable containers. That's your 10-inch square. Let's bring it over here. And that is all done and ready to heat something up. It's been so hot, we haven't been doing a lot of reheating of things, but pretty soon, you know, it's going to be back to soup weather. I like soup weather. I like soup. So I think this is cute. I love the way the little points work. An option, if you want, when your cover is all done, you could put little ties on these corners so that you could bring that together like this, tie it in a little bow and have a little carrying handle on it. So that's an option. I don't worry about it. I just use mine the way it is, run them through the wash if something happens to drip on it. So that is what I have for you today. I think it's really cute. This is really pretty. I didn't want to cut up some of our food fabric, so I stole this out of Dawn's stash, but it's a very, very nice fabric to work with. So anyways, I hope you sit down, make yourself a few, make them for gifts. I actually did some at Christmas time. I found a collection of little microwavable bowls. So for people who take their lunch to work, to school, tuck in a couple of these, and that way you can take it out of the microwave, not worry about burning your hands. It's safe and it's sanitary. So it is a great little project. Just remember, 10-inch squares, folded in half, and we're coming in from the sides by 2.5 inches and up on the sides by 1 inch. You can adjust those measurements. If you have bowls of a different size, you can make these bigger. You could do them sized to fit a casserole dish. But as long as you're working with 100% cotton fabric, 100% cotton batting, and use cotton thread on it, you'll be fine. So that's the first of our Garden Week fun projects. Not sure what we're tackling tomorrow or the next day, but we're going to try and stay on theme. So until then, enjoy the nice weather, enjoy summertime. It's not going to be that much longer before we're going to be wanting to pull out the woolies, but till then, enjoy your gardens because they're very rejuvenating, just being around plants and growing things. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. We'll see you later in the week, and till then, remember to stay calm, stay kind, stay safe, and enjoy the lovely, lovely summertime that we have. Take care. Bye for now. Mouse, Mr. Mouse. There we go.